All right, ladies and gents, welcome to the second round of Hidden Cup 5. And some sets are more exciting to many than others. So this one, to me, is a more exciting one. I know Ozone and Ganji very well. You might remember Ganji from Titans League, where Ganji made it into Platinum. He's not a player who plays a lot of ranked, but man, oh man, is he going to be good to go here today. But Ozone, a player I play with all the time, talk to all the time, a grinder. He has played, if you look it up, actually, I think this is still correct. I believe he has played more games of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition 1v1s than anyone in the world. Can someone check that? Like 10,000 plus games. And man, oh man, is he getting better. And we're catching up to live time. We're not too far behind. Ozone, who comes in as the underdog here, went forward. And he stole some sheep here. You're allowed to lame on this map. And if he thinks he's the underdog, he's going to take that risk. And it's not really that risky on this map because it's pretty easy to find your own resources back at home anyways. And, well, he steals some food here from Ganji. Now, Ganji was pushing some deer. Ganji is playing as the Bohemians. We have Ozone playing as the Hindustanis. And I am excited to cast this one. Again, I can't spoil... Hold on. I'm hearing noise from the game. I think it's fixed. I heard an elephant getting shot by a TC when I wasn't looking at it. And I think the audio is bugged now, or fixed now. But, yeah, I've talked to Ozone a lot about strategy. I've played some games with Ozone. And typically, it's like, you know, with the more strategic maps, I can get some wins. With the really aggressive map, he gets wins. And we didn't play as much as we have in the past. But I honestly couldn't even help him this time, guys. Which I think is a really good sign. Because he just, like, is playing so good. And it's so incredible that I was of no help. Like, I'm just completely... been blown past. He's completely blown past me. So Ozone is also the only Colombian player in this event, and Ganji is the only Swedish player. So shout out to Colombia and to Sweden. I believe we are gonna see some scouts here from Ozone. Map for him is a little awkward by Gold Rush standards gold wise, but I think he could easily wall in this back gold if he wishes to. Someone says there are maps where you can and cannot steal sheep. Weird rules. No, it just... You can always steal whatever you want. It just so happens that Ozone did so here. Did I misspeak? Maybe I misspoke. But yeah, you can steal resources from your opponent anytime you want. Laming is allowed. We do make sure that on maps where players generate really close together, that the rhinos and... and the boars and whatnot are not always forward. Okay, I said you can do it on this map. Okay, sorry, I meant to say in this tournament, so my bad. I can see why there's confusion. Glad I clarified that, because yes, I agree. That would be super weird to do it on some maps and not others. Okay, so full wall for Ganji. And Ozone, he's going to go for scouts. Now, economically, he's going to be in a great spot long-term here, because he'll be up. He'll get these feudal age eco upgrades. And, you know, he's going to have plenty of farms eventually. I mean, will he even need farms with all this food? Who knows? But, of course, naturally, he's going to be on farms. And then from there, we'll see. But Ganji has gone for full walls. And Ganji going for a very passive start to the series. But Bohemians are known to be strong in Castle Age onwards. So that is a big reason why he's doing this, I'm sure. Is also mining stone, which could just be that he finished this wall and wants his villager to collect resources before the villager comes home. But if he makes a mining camp there, that's a big deal for us, and we need to talk about it. I do not think he is actually going to... Oh, wow, interesting. So he made an outpost here, and then he collected, of course, 10 stone. He got some of the stone back. So yeah, no long-term stone mining here for Ganji. Doesn't really have the resources to click up, though. And the thing that I like about the Hindustanis here is these additional scouts, they still do a lot of damage against buildings. So, sure, like, you're not going to break through your opponent's base easily with any other civ. But with this civ, you can just sit here with 3 scouts and attack the house, 4 scouts attack the house, and it's really annoying. Like, it is a really strong bonus. Ooh, interesting. Ozone going to gold now. And Ozone going to try and apply archer pressure. And I think Ozone... really feeling like he needs to do more. Not happy to do what I said and just wait And he'll know his opponent's fast castle just based on the uptimes here. And here he is attacking these walls. I like the outpost from Ganji. This is what we're talking about. Now, he's just repairing the walls. He's getting loom. Ganji, it's smart for him to do that, because he doesn't know what's going to come behind this. But once the archer's here, suddenly you can't repair anymore. And repairing is something you need to do a lot of. And building lots of buildings behind this is something you need to do a lot of with this civ. But the eco for Ozone, I thought we'd see big farming eco and whatnot. No, he's gone heavy into military buildings. All this wood spent on buildings and not farms. So he will have a very late castle age, and he needs to make sure he gets damage in. It would be really frustrating for Ozone if this archer gets picked off. Rule number 1 of going forward with this is you always have the spearman with the archer. This is textbook stuff. And actually, Ganji had an opportunity. That should be a dead archer there. He didn't go for the kill, and Ozone lucks out a little bit. And still just attacking here against the walls. Ganji on the way up. Usually this map goes towards Castle Age. In Castle Age, the players will want to secure these golds. There's lots of gold towards the middle. That's the map name. And fletching is even on the way here for Ozone. This is more Arabia-like than a lot of Gold Rush games can be. But this is where, you know, Ozone tends to shine. Okay, so let's see. And here's the scout now. Scout's going to get hit. Is Ganji distracted here? Oof. Ozone is the only player in top 300 with more than 10k games and 1v1 RM since DE. Interesting. Yeah, and he also plays a lot of practice games, too. I think you can look at that and think that he isn't practicing. But I practice a lot with him, and he asked me, like, at night, be like, hey, can you look through some of these games and give some input? So he's got a mind to learn. All right, so Hindustani scouts. Archers are now camped behind this. And any other civ with scouts, it's not an issue, but this could be a problem. Ganji will arrive to Castle Age, but this is far from comfortable for him right now. And look how fast these houses are going down here. Like, this house is going to be down. These villagers have to leave. And you need siege right now if you're Ganji, right away. This army can definitely get in. I love this pressure from Ozone. So res collected, Ozone's ahead, right? And resources he's going to have in the bank should be looking pretty good once he gets to Castle Age. But Ganji will drop TC number 2. And let's see if this Scorpion is going to be in time here. This is critical timing. Ganji just going to try and funnel any of that pressure in towards this area. Actually, cheap blacksmiths for Bohemians is really nice for this space. He already has a blacksmith, but he's just placing this just to keep this blocked off. Another archer getting attacked here. The Scorpion's going to pop out, and Ozone will not break through. So, you know, I'm a little torn on how this has gone for Ozone, right? It's not bad, right? In some ways, though, it feels like maybe the investment was a little too heavy. Because players defend so nicely, and the map was pretty walled, and Ganji did a good job there. You know, the fletching upgrade, for example, maybe that could have been 3 farms, this blacksmith, instead. Maybe you would have saved that food. But I like the mindset, right? I like the thought process here from Ozone, and he's going to be up. And with all the farms he'll have, with all the food he's still even collecting at this point, he is going to be in a wonderful position resource-wise. He should be able to drop a 2nd and a 3rd town center right when he makes it to the next stage. And Ganji doesn't have any map control right now. Ozone looking to find an area to break through. And I mean, even just forcing your opponent into more stone walls, this can delay a lot of different things, right? The stone is usually what you want for town centers at this stage. But Ganji's scared. Any other civ, you would not see this be so scary. This is why Hindustanis feel very smooth for players. You've got the cheap villagers. And the Ghoulam is a little bit more situational against archer civs. But then the camels are great against knight civs. What could be a problem, though, is the Bohemians, if the Bohemians get into like a great deal of pikemen. Pikeman gunpowder could be really tricky to deal with. Ozone looking to wander towards the middle with 1 villager, so that feels like he wants to take this hill, hold this hill, and go for some siege pressure. Villager's going to box down the wolf. There she goes. Good stuff. Still torn on if I'm going to have that mod on during the main event. I think it's really fun. I think it's if you come back to the game for the first time in 20 years, I think you see the boxing there and you're like, that gets a giggle out of you. There might be some confusion, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Here comes the Vil. And even if this push doesn't do much, if you siege push from this hill, like, Ganji's not going to want to go out here, right? Ganji doesn't want to build a TC here. I love this decision from Ozone. Such a great move. At home, what's he going to do? He's going to go for the second TC. Now, that is on stone. So that could be a thought process about an early castle. And Ganji is hidden behind his walls. He does not know what his opponent is doing. But this scout has been scouting the map. This scout is critical here. And scout will go down. So Ganji now knows the siege push is coming. And now he has to think about what he does now. I would say what you normally do here with the Bohemians is you go for a lot of monks. And you just convert the siege. Ganji loves his monks. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a monastery. But monks cost gold. And this gold isn't exactly accessible. And the rest of the gold is blocked off. So the position for Ozone right now is really strong. I do think Ozone, his playstyle can struggle a little bit against the heavy defensive players. Not that Ganji is necessarily always defensive, but at least thus far he has been. So, and Ganji has 10 more vills, but look at the res collected. Look at the eco upgrades for Ozone. Think about how cheap these villagers are from the Hindustanis. These are all very good things. Okay, Ozone needs one thing. He needs outposting here on the sides. So frequently, guys, I think players are still getting used to this too. Players just sneak out, and then they go for a castle or a TC anyways. That seems to me what Ganji's going to try here. Very easy to think right now if you're Ozone, I've got him where I want him. And then you realize later a castle comes up. I could see it soon, honestly. He is going to push this TC, and Ganji's going to have to deal with that in some way. Always easier for the defender here, though, right? Especially when you've got all this vision. And Ozone still 2 TCs. Bringing Vil's third TC on the gold in the middle. Don't mind it in the slightest. His micro has been amazing. His micro has been amazing. Eco first. Military second has been the thought process for Ganji. It has been the other way around here for Ozone, who's an extremely aggressive player. Again, an outpost here. Vision here would change things for him. And here comes Ganji. This is what we said. And this is a smart move from Ganji. This is so good. I think Ozone's still so focused on this. You look at home, you're adding farms. You do not think about this far to the side here. But in all honesty, super well played from Ganji, because I think even if Ozone notices this, this cannot be stopped, right? With the pikes, with the scorps, with the mangonel, this wouldn't be stopped anyways. Yeah, people think that lack of outposting is confusing, but they forget, like, we are just staring and thinking strategically. You forget that they're spending 80% of their time here, right? They're looking at this. They're really focusing on the economic aspect. The economy does not expand on its own. And so Ozone doesn't know about this. This spearman, though, scouting around, and now Ozone will see this, and now Ozone's going to be like, crap. But he is still pushing here. The problem is, now he doesn't know what to do. Monks here, out of position. He could hop out with the siege, maybe get some decent shots on the siege here from Ganji. He is also on stone, so he could think about a castle towards that middle hill. That feels really important right now. Ganji, still beautiful Vil count. So well played from him. But he doesn't have as much on food, which will be a relevant point. Don't kill your own pikemen. Okay. I'll say wagons will be hard to deal with. I love this. You could so easily be scared and not take the middle. Ozone hops out and oof, doesn't get the kills he wants there. Hops out again, gets a kill finally. If he can get the next mango, oh! Can't fire. Siege Workshop will go down. TC still kind of up here for Ganji, but he doesn't have siege over there. And meanwhile, Ozone is building a castle with 5 villagers. But Ganji is so preoccupied about this, he doesn't have anything headed there to stop it. This is a close game, guys. What a series. So much happening here. I say what a series here in game number 1. Ganji saw the castle foundation. Now, he didn't see it was being built with 5 vills, right? So I think he won't go out to try and stop it. Oh, God. 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 Not throw zone. We want Ozone. Ozone, send more villagers. Send more villagers to complete this castle, please. Please, 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 please. There's archers here. There's light cav here. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. I never doubted. I never doubted. He didn't even lose a Vil. That is what we call calculated right there. And still, you know, both players are going to have access to middle and the gold in the middle. And Ganji's TC here continues to be pressured. And now, what does he do, right? Congrats, you've got gold, but your opponent has the hill and can still kind of control the rest of the game with that. If that's meme, dude, that castle gets denied at 97%. I feel like life isn't fair sometimes, you know? But well calculated there from Ozone. One villager has been killed this entire game. Crazy. Redemption now on the way for Ozone. A lot of people forget that the Hindustanis get that upgrade. That'll allow you to convert siege. That means you can convert the wagons and you can convert the mangonels. It is primarily siege for Ganji. These two mangoes are just kind of rolling off, trying to avoid the wagons. But they do kill the wagons fairly easily if they hit. But as we've established in the phosphorus videos, the wagons still do pretty decent damage against this, the mangonels as well. And so this is going to be more than worth it here for Ganji. It's not even close. This, though, could be a conversion. Ozone. 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 He's distracted, guys. He's very much distracted. And he might be thinking about this hill, and he might be thinking about Imp. Imp needs to be the next play. Ozone Monks, Ozone's Redemption, Ozone Siege has all fallen off here. It has not done anything for him. And I'm starting to see some of the nerves a little bit. Look at the Vil queue. Hard to realize. You just think, queue up Vils, make army, micro army. Queue up Vils, make army, micro army. Hard to realize when you could just cancel your Vils and go up to the Imperial Age. I think both players could actually consider it. Interesting to me that Ganji is actually going for chemistry and handcart. So really investing into the long run. You can only get chemistry in this age if you are the Bohemians. He's even going for devotion now. And there goes Ozone to Imp. Nice job from Ozone. Okay, so this is what I think Ozone needs to decide on. Does he fear this enough where he places a castle here as well? I would, because you don't really have a lot here. Or does he double down on the hill? I think the hill already provides enough coverage for you. I think his weak point, especially from what we know, because Ganji's actually investing a lot in Castle Age, is actually here. And he's going to have the stone soon for a castle. He is starting to outpost around. Now, the Hindustanis, they have amazing gunpowder as well, but they have to get chemistry, which of course means Imp for them. And oh man. So you could see the decision from Ozone. Okay, so this is going to test Ozone's ability to deal with chaos, okay? There's points in games where you stay and you fight. There's points in games where you have to have a fleeing instinct, okay? Wolves are currently just butchering Ganji at the moment. Yeah, when you see this, Ozone, you need to flee, okay? You do not stay, you leave. There's plenty of gold elsewhere. You do not try and counter castle this. You will lose this TC. You need to plan to defend this behind, but you need to get out of here. And oh man, is this stressful. Ganji should have gone Imp. Could have gone Imp anyways. He chose not to. He will probably lose this castle to Trebs. Could lose this castle to Trebs, but this castle was a bit further away from the position on Ozone's hill. Oh, man. I love these games. It's always so messy. Chemistry needs to happen right away here for Ozone. Right away. And so far, his TC has not gone down yet. We know it will, though, right? Where's the university? There it is. What a player. He knows. He knows. He knows. He knows zones. Let's go. Moves over to this gold. Immediately one Treb. Doesn't actually have the gold for the next. So really needs to sell some food here. Or sell something. I think selling some food. And you just send... You don't give this more power than it already has. I think you need to move over to this castle. Then that's exposed for the enemy. All in Castle Age for Ganji here. A castle between these TCs would be amazing for Ozone, but can you even build them? Chittagni now. So that means additional range on the gunpowder for Ozone as he drops the archer ranges. But will he have the food and will he have the gold? This is so messy. I think you just keep moving, right? Keep moving golds. Ganji You keep producing, and you just go crazy here. Look at the vills he's killing. Look at the pressure. This is the difference between spending 1,000 food and 800 gold on Imp, or spending 1,000 food and 800 gold on Army, by the way. Someone can maybe do the math. 20 hand cannons, what's the cost? Plus chemistry, you know, figure that into it. But, like, this is wild. This is completely wild. Ozone, though, like, he can't stop this right now. And by the time he gets the army to maybe build up something to push this back, he could be having some big, big problems. Look at Ganji, excuse me. Checking the gold over here. But the thing is, Ganji's going to lose this castle. This castle will be trebbed down. Ozone can treb down this castle. So how long can Ganji go? We'll have the inferior hand cannons in a hand cannon v hand cannon battle. I would like to see Ozone build a castle right in his eco, but there's, I think, some hesitancy to do that. Because if Ganji hits Imp and can make trebs from the hill, it would be stressful. No way! A treb went down here! Oh my god. That's pretty crazy. Castle's still up here for Ganji. And Ganji is imping. And Ganji just went right underneath the TC. Ozone, bring the vills to the middle, my friend. Just come to the middle gold. You're safe there. What a game. He's got to get his hand cannon count up. He's got villagers exposed everywhere. This is stressful stuff. This can go either way. Keep in mind, Ganji's eco has been untouched behind this. What a wonderful play from him. Ganji needs to maybe try and find a way to kill these trebs. Ozone is very distracted from protecting those trebs. He does have a bombard cannon now. And he does have those hand cannons in queue. They have 9 range with the Hindustanis. If Ozone loses villagers, he is always going to be in a position to be able to make more of them with his civilization here. But man, oh man, is this an annoying situation right now for Ozone, as he just wants to take out a freaking castle, and he just can't seem to get in close to. Bombard cannons had some nice patience here. The archers actually helping in some ways. And the monks actually converting some of these wagons, which was helpful. And suddenly hand cannons are looping around. And suddenly I'm having faith in Ozone that he can do this. Ganji is running out of stone. Ganji's villagers on gold are still potentially going to be exposed if Ozone can push these castles. We've got a wonderful game here, guys. What a sick game. This is there's a reason I scheduled my day around this series. There's a reason I hype them up. On both sides of the equation, if you listen to me cast about Ganji at any point over the past year or two, you will have felt how much belief I have in him. And it's the same for Ozone right now, who is the underdog. And now it's like, in my opinion, like, he's got the superior position. He's got more hand cannon, or superior hand cannons. He just needs to defend these areas here. Here, the TC and the extra range is helping. Beautiful stuff. Now, Ozone, it is your time to push this castle. That is the only castle remaining for Ganji, who immediately clicks Hufnitsa. He says, you have better gunpowder than me? I'm the Bohemians. How did he have the resources for that immediately? What a game. Maybe the best Gold Rush game so far. I don't want to get too crazy. We've had some crazy ones. But, I mean, this whole time, he has been taking gold here, right? And just because of the distractions, Ozone was never able to take him off the gold. I think he will be able to soon. Also, love how the wagons have distracted so much at times. I still do love Ozone's position, though. This castle does get denied, but he kills a bunch of hand cannons. Remember, he does have monks. I think he needs to remember monks once he sees these cannons and have the occasional monk out there to be able to... Oh, God. Oh, God. Ozone misclicked. Badly. Badly. Yikes. Yeah, he needs to remember he can convert the bombard cannons coming from Ganji, because it's going to get worse. Here, the trebs need to be repaired. He did repair. He's actually using the trebs on the cannons now. Stressful times. Ganji microing super nicely. 15 seconds away from Hufnitsa. This is where the gold income is right now for Ganji, though, right? He doesn't have a lot beyond this. He doesn't have the relics like Ozone. Ozone has the gold control. And I think, like, with a bit of patience here for Ozone, as long as he can, you know, get decent enough engagements, he could be okay. But that's not going to help him. In his defense, though, he does still have 4 bombard cannons coming from this angle. This castle's a good position from him. It is also very difficult for Ganji. It's all about taking those Hufnita out. Ozone is not concerned with this castle, apparently. He is running right through. And maybe it's too much. Again, now you have to look at this through a gold rush lens, all right? And remember that if you lose gold units and you have access to gold, it's kind of okay, right? So, particularly for Ozone, if he loses gold units, it's fine. He can make more of them. I think it's for Ganji, it's a little bit more concerning to lose bombard cannons and whatnot in this situation. But I'm noticing, like, now we're going to see some monks. Look at all these monk techs queued. We're going to see another monastery for Ozone. I am noticing, though, that Ozone doesn't have as many bombard cannons consistently in the queue, and that's troubling for him. And it's just, oh, man, it's just like Ganji just has better army control, honestly. And this is just something special here. 30 hand cannons in queue, though, for Ozone. It's just, what if those 30 hand cannons get completely slaughtered by a couple Hufnitsa shots? Ozone has not done the same thing as Ganji, continuing to produce the Hufnitsa. He's going to go for monks now, though. Like we said before, conversions can help. He has to fall back with the monasteries. You can see the panic. He's got so much gold. He's dropping stables, so he can go for cav raids. Cav raids into Ganji Zika would be devastating, but that takes time. And Ganji's already fully popped. Ganji almost out of this gold, which is crazy, right? But he's got a crazy army for now. Ozone's going to repair. And it will take Ozone a long time to get the cap built up. He misclicked here. He's making a scorpion. Ozone needs bombard cannons. I know they're inferior, but you need to make them. The panic is real right now for Ozone, who, if he loses this hill, could lose access to all of his gold. Because of a cannon back here. Hussar upgrade. I'm sure we'll see blacksmith upgrade soon. Ozone will be adding farms, I'm sure, in these situations, which is why it also looks like he's not as focused on the fights. I think Hussars actually can be amazing here, because there's not much in support of the Hufnitsa, honestly. Like, if he had full armor on Hussar right now, I'd really have a lot of belief in him. Oh my god, that attack ground from Ganji was ridiculous. One of two castles remaining. One of two castles remaining on the map for Ozone is going down right now to these Hufnitsa. This is why people pick the Bohemians. And look at Ganji. He says, how do I get broken now? He must be switching. And if he is switching, I need to be prepared. He clicks the Halb upgrade. He's dropping the barracks. What a game from Ganji. Also, is raiding over here with skirms. Trying to raid his opponent even here with skirms. Pretty crazy stuff. And the castle goes down. And Ozone gets slaughtered. Oh, that was so painful. What an amazing shot with the Hufnitsa. That's why the hand cannons might not make a difference now. It was like, what are they supposed to do against these Hufnitsa? This is why the Hussar is needed. Ozone's still in this game. He needs to back away to this gold with some of these vills. Back away with the hand cannons. You have to give it up. And Ganji needs to buy a castle for this hill. You have to give it up if you're Ozone. You just have to. You can't stay here and fight. We've never seen the monks play a role. We have yet to see the Hussars play a role. I love how Ganji, with no hesitation, just bought the stone. He hasn't been mining stone for so long. He's got 50 halbs in queue. What a crazy game from Ganji. And I think in a close game, you're kind of seeing the level difference between the two. It could have gone either way. These are the ones that are going to make and break a series. And it was just crazy chaos sent in towards Ozone from Ganji. And now Ozone is completely terrified. Finally, though, does, use the monks to try and get conversions. But we even have faith being researched. What? It's so rare you see that technology. That is like 1,500 resources, I think. Someone list out the benefit and the cost of faith for me. Because I do not have that one memorized. I think I've only seen that in a competitive 1v1 under 5 times. And I know Ganji is one of the players who researched it. Oh, man. Split micro. Hussars here. Again, there are halbs now. But I'm just watching these hand cannons, worried that they're going to get slaughtered. It's 750 food. It's 1,000 food and 750 gold. I'd like to hear if there was a recent change. I want to hear the new cost. Cut in half to devotion and faith. That makes sense because faith kind of did a similar thing, right? In the past, it used to be like 2,000 resources. Well, you don't want to resign if you have 3k gold. You don't want to resign if you have this many hand cannons. But now you're not going to have access to gold. And the only way you win this game if you're Ozone is by hitting this area. He needs to get back there. He does have outposting over here. But there's no eco exposed over there. He's trying to find some engagements towards the middle with these Hussars. But he needs to try and get some of those Hussars in the back of Ganji's eco. Because then if he gets Hussars into the back of Ganji's eco, Ganji might freak out. Ganji might not focus on the middle. As I always say, to take someone out of a position that is important, sometimes you need to abandon that position. And the GG's called. Ozone can't do it. What a game from Ganji. Ganji wins the game. And honestly, guys, it felt so close at times. But Ganji always just had enough. That was crazy, man. Because usually the meta there is you go up to the Imperial Age and then you try and win the Bomber Cannon War. But had he tried that, he would have been later. Instead, his approach was drop ranges, early chemistry, go with wagons, and tons of castles. I mean, he built this castle, lost this castle, built this castle, lost this castle. But it was continuous pressure from Ganji on Ozone. And yes, with like absolutely perfect play the entire way through, I think that maybe then Ozone wins this in Imp right before the Hoof needs the timing. But you have to be so good. You have to be so perfect. And that was just so close for Ozone. So close and yet so far. That tells you the level is going to be close between the two. Today, though, Ozone did collect more gold and more stone. Still couldn't compete with the crazy food and wood eco there from Ganji. That much makes sense, right? As Ganji was pressuring, he was able to add his eco behind. So that makes sense. And obviously, he didn't have as much gold. Ozone was so close. Like, if he would have been able to hold this for a little bit longer, this gold almost ran out, right? Like, the timing in which Ganji pushed the middle was the last time that he really had a chance. That was a beautiful game. Yeah, I think Ganji just outplayed him ever so slightly. All right, so game number 2. Game 1 was very close, but I think this is a really big game here for Ozone. Because this is a late Civ pick for him, the Japanese. And Ganji, who won the first game with his number 1 Civ, is now going to game 2 with his number 2 Civ. So you don't want to go down 0-2 and have to win 3 straight, obviously. In the last tournament qualifier that Ozone played in, he did actually do that against Margugu. Sorry to bring that up, Margugu. But you don't want to go down 2 games to Ganji here. And then, if it ends up being 1-1 and you have your, in theory, quote, greater civilizations remaining, then slight advantage to you, perhaps, right? So this map has produced some incredible games. Earlier today, I took the morning off because I've been so exhausted. I was busy last night on stuff, and I was up till 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep. So I was like, you know what? Sito against Lix. Sito's going to smash Lix because Lix he's going to be underprepared. And I can miss that series, just kind of have it on in the background of my day. And, we're going to be good. And then I'm, like, watching it, and, like, it was a banger. Anyone watch that? Sito and Lix was crazy series. It ended on Mudflow. And so as I was watching that, I was just becoming more and more infatuated with this map, which, is the reason we brought it in here, but it's super, super fun. Now, a lot of people like to talk about wood on this map. They like to talk about trees, right? And that is a fair point. The bigger wood lines are in the more exposed area towards the middle. There's also some stone in there as well for later on. But this can be docked. There can be ships involved. It doesn't always happen, but it can, right? But the real issue is, what does wood bring you in Age of Empires 2? It brings you buildings, but it brings you food, right, in farms. And so Khmer are one of the top picks for this because you can't farm around your TC. And Khmer don't need to drop off their farms at the mills and whatnot. So, this is going to get to a point where the berries are gone, and you don't want to have all your farms stacked on the front of your base around the mill. You can get, a decent amount of farms right next to the TC. And that combined with the fact that Khmer can hop in and out of houses if the going is rough and it gets scary. Oh, Ozone, I love it. I love the energy attacking the house to be annoying. It makes Khmer top tier. And so I think Khmer are better than the Japanese here. But, a little fun fact here in relation to Ozone. I actually played a couple practice games against Ozone on this map. And as I said earlier, I quickly realized, hey, dude, listen, you're just, smashing me, so I'm just not going to be able to help you practice at all. But we talked strategy, and one of the things that I was testing out, it's like a lot of people go scouts on this map, and you need double mill, and you need wood all the time, and it's really messy. And oftentimes we see lots of spearmen play. So I was like, what if you go late priority pick with Japanese? If Cross isn't in the pool, where Japanese are top tier, you can pick something else for islands. Go late pick Japanese. No one's going to prioritize Japanese. So I think the thinking here with Japanese is you save a lot of wood on the cheap mills, which you go double of. You have spearmen against scouts, and they're just fairly smooth. But I would say that on a difficult map like this, Khmer have to be better civ. They have to be... They just feel better once those farms start to go down. Okay? So Ganji also is up first. Now, I think this is a map where you have to make a barracks with Khmer. I was really hoping I could talk to Dave about this today. I was just drinking my morning coffee and really just chewing away in my brain on strats and things to discuss. And he's always been saying on even like Arabia that even though Khmer, even though they can skip the barracks, that they need to build one just to make spears. And we talk back and forth on things. And I've explained the reasoning why players don't on other maps. And I think on other maps, you don't necessarily have to. On this map, you have to. There's going to be so many exposed villagers. You got to have spears. So the order you can do it in, though, if you're Ganji, is you can go for a stable first to get the scouts, and then you can add the spears later. Walls in his woodline here. Ozone, double lumber camp. You would not do this with another civ. That is just the power of the Japanese. All right. So, Ganji up way faster here. That might scare Ozone a little bit. I think you have to simplify your game here if you're Ozone and just pre-wall everything. And we have a pause. Wonder if Ganji went to build a building here when he made it to feudal, or like click attack and the hotkey didn't work for it or something. Felt like the timing there. You hit feudal. That's when you want to do a couple other things you haven't done yet. He didn't make a stable in the previous game. I don't know. Just a thought. Could also be that someone's cat is on the keyboard. Yes. Would Burmese be viable here? That was actually another idea I had. But I think, like, Burmese, Pike, Knight, Monk. We see a lot of Pikes and Knights. I think they're pretty good. That's a really good thinking there, Rita. Rita 90. It must be the 90 in your name that's really giving you that big brain you have. Yeah, there's the stable now for Ozone. And we continue on. All right. So, no barracks yet for Ganji. Ganji actually going for Town Watch intentionally. Quite early here, so he'll be down a villager to research that, but that you could argue that's worth it. Watch the difference in vision. Boom. I think he was paranoid about a tower. Paranoid about a tower behind his woodline, which is why he did that. Don't think that's going to hurt you. Here are the walls from Ozone. And Ozone just going to sneak this villager into the woodline. And that is a healthy amount on wood right there. Very efficient. And we won't see Navy yet. We could see Navy later, though. I was talking to a player in the qualifier about docking earlier. A player who is, I think, favored to qualify. I'll leave it at that. And he was saying he doesn't think it's necessarily worth it to do it. And I was like, well, I think late feudal. Late feudal is when you're on gold. Late feudal is when you're, about to click up to castle. That's when I think you can add a dock and you can add demos. Ganji's doing exactly what we said. Make the scouts. Now he's going to go over into the spears. But he got housed here. So he's down another ville now. And he's just now placed his first farm. It's worth it for us, the viewers say. Well, of course it's worth it for you. All right, let's see it, Ozone. You got to win this one, dude. You got to win this one. Tie up this series. This is a big one. Remember, the last qualifier Ozone played, he was up against Margugu. Who would you say is better, Ganji or Margugu, guys? I think chat might be split on that. I would say they're pretty close, pretty solid level. In a similar spot, and Ozone was down 2-0. Margugu is going to hate me bring this up all the time. But Margugu had his top 3 civs remaining, and Ozone came back and won 3-2. So he's got that talent to be able to come back. But I think you cannot rely on that happening again here. You just can't. Look at those beautiful farms there. Ooh, nice hits here from Ozone. Nice start. I encourage you to keep an eye on the resources collected throughout this, because I think once this becomes heavy farm game, in theory, the Khmer should really start to shoot up there. But it is better for Ozone, and he's the one applying pressure right now. But not really able to break. Now, some people may feel like adding an archer range now against all the spearmen could work, but I think it honestly just feels better to add 3 farms instead of investing into an archer range. Lots of ting-ting action here. Forward spearmen. The Japanese spearmen attack faster. Ozone happy to advance forward with that. But still not really in a position yet. He needs a lot of patience if he wants to kill villagers here. Nice patience, though. What you do here is you act like you're going to engage with your scouts against the spears. They will pull the spears against your scouts. You back away. And then your spears are getting more pokes on theirs. Does that make sense? The pokey pokes definitely working here for Ozone. This is annoying for Ganji. It's hard to get right. And sure, you can hop in those houses, but you don't want to do that. And Ozone has to be careful here. It can all fall apart. And oh, that spearman there from Ganji got some really nice hits. Still, though, advantage Ozone. Nice little control. Now he has to macro behind this. Look at these farms, bro. That's actually incredible. He needs a mill here for efficiency, but is really impressive. And scout number for Ganji is quite low right now. See, this is what Ozone wanted in Feudal Age in the previous game. That's what we saw from him, and it went late because Gold Rush has a tendency to do that. I can think of one game from the entire qualifier on Mudflow that went imp so far. But I might have missed some. But yeah, just one. And it was a crazy one where I sped up. It was running against Stark. But it's not that common. So this is nothing like the previous map. Now look at this from Ozone. He wants to tower this wood because he can see that this wood is an exposed area right now and that Ganji doesn't really have much going on here. But Ganji does have more spears now. Ganji's tied up the KD. Ganji also getting forging. Ozone misclicks the farm. Ozone rewalls his own woodline, which is so good. And is just bringing more and more scouts. Now that early town watch, guys, that early paranoia will help here for Ganji. Ganji could counter tower this if he notices this. He will have 5 villagers against 2 buildings, so there will be a difference there. It doesn't look like he's noticed. Ozone will be feeling pretty good because he's kind of lurking around this, and if anything, that should let Ganji know, and it does. There's too much red around you here if you're Ganji to not realize that. Tower for Ozone might be denied here. He might just need to bail on the idea. Well played, Ganji. Finally, Ganji pushes forward for the first time in a while, and Ozone might need to bail here. That hurts for Ozone, but I love the idea. I actually just think the tower's too close. He's chopped through a lot of wood at this point. Just not experienced. I think if you build it like back here, it's much harder to stop. Ozone not defended at home because he had so many spears forward trying to defend here. And he will lose a villager. That is the first villager that has gone down. He's going for the full walls at the top of his hill. But meanwhile here, he's still got this crazy force against Ganji. Those 2 vills are going to wander home. Ganji could maybe try and look for them, but Ganji does not want to allow Ozone to wall up. It's so rare on this map for someone to wall up like this, but spears are coming home. Oh, man. This is... Okay, this is where I would like to see... Like, if this was Viper, right? Okay, maybe a bad example, because he can just quick wall everything. But right now, Ozone is coming home with the scouts. He's scared. He wants to get his walls down. He wants to feel secure. If these scouts were forward, he could maybe be doing a little bit more. But then again, there are a lot of spearmen there. Playing safe is important. And in Castle Age, this could turn into pikes. Will we see a dock? This is the stage. Late feudal, early castle could see a dock. Walls will go down here for Ozone. Wow, this is like the safest Mudflow game ever. Look at that food fly right now for the Khmer. So, it's easy to have a hole in your wall. You should definitely double check everything. This should be walled. I think there could be a hole between this. What do you guys think? Hole or no hole? Oh. I think there's a hole because they clicked through. And, oh, Ozone didn't realize that for a second. I think there was a hole there. What you should do is you should try and click a unit out or a unit in. And Ozone is now going to head forward. There is no stone for Ozone in here. I wonder how much stone he's going to have banked, though, if he deletes his tower. Because if he can get to 100 stone, he could build a TC. No stone being mined for Ganji, though. He can't build a TC either. Oh, man. All right, well, more spears might be needed here for Ozone. This house is staying up, though. And Ozone's getting forging, which will apply to these scouts. And he's got 9 forward spears right now that are Japanese spearmen. There's another stable for him. He wants to go knights. Crazy game. A dock for Ganji. That's the difference. This wood line, you might imagine a demo if it gets into that wood line. But demos, they have to pay off. Could also go galleys, could also go fires. HP's better for Ozone here. He doesn't have the armor yet, but he has the attack speed for Japanese. And he also just lured, like, what are you going to do against the spears? You have to match the spearmen. So then the scouts can go somewhere else in theory. There a spearman went in. Maybe kill the scout or two. Ozone will add one more. This is a very satisfying sound. The ting-ting-tinging. Ganji and Ozone have both played so well here. They're both such good players. They could definitely put up a big fight in that third round. Finally, we're going to see another villager go down here. Very first thing we should see out of both players is pikeman upgrade. We do have a demo, which is in this dock. Now, that demo will probably be used at an important time. Ganji, losing these scouts to the spears, that hurts. Ended up doing very little with that. And the light cav upgrade and pikeman upgrade coming in now for Ozone. I'd like to see him do what I said. Like, use the pikeman in one area and the light cav in another. From what we can see, that could work really well, right? And he will drop a TC here. That is a really nice town center. And the demo is out, folks. We have the demo emote. It is a heavy demo, so it doesn't really look as accurate, but I think Ganji might see this, might need this. And he brings his pikeman over. Ozone sees this. Ozone can fight this. Ozone seems really scared to take engagements and make it messy. He's such a clean player. Don't go near the dock. Don't go near the dock. Avoid that area. Kind of hard to, actually, with the way the walls have come up. What a funny moment. He's like, Knights coming forward too. Dude, if you misclick to this shoreline, all your pikes and light cav go down. Second TC for Ozone. What a freaking beast. Look at these farms, man. It's so much harder to do this, even with Japanese, than it is Khmer. How is he out-booming the Khmer right now? Okay, pikes v pikes. Here the knights looping around. Ganji may see that. And the pikes are going to run away. Got a little too close to the shoreline there, pal. This is where the knights could wreak so much havoc. And here goes a TC now for Ganji in that middle area. Can Ozone find areas apart from these pikes? See what happens? These two knights go through, and now Ganji has to decide on how many pikes he sends back. He played it so nicely, though. We've got a monastery now for Ozone. He bought some stone to build the second town center. Will he dock? See, okay, so to the player who shall not be named, who I think can qualify, who we talked about, I talked about this map with earlier this morning. I said, oh, demo! Boom! A huge shot for Ganji and Ozone. That's not just damage, that's emotional damage, because he saw that at the last second. Big demo there from Ganji. And he still has that threat here all the time. And kind of what I was just about to get to is that you never want to go here with anything if you know the existence of that dock, right? It completely changes the way you see the game. Here he's going to snipe the stable. But despite that, resources collected, still better for Ozone, way better for him. And he has a nice position. And, like, he's going to add a dock as well, so he could consider some navy. And Ganji has not really done anything offensive. Except for the demo. But like one knight going forward, that knight's not going to accomplish too much, usually. Yeah, there Ozone notices it, and Ozone could maybe kill the knight with the TC. It'll be close. And yeah, nice save there from Ozone. And now he's going to have demos out. And now it's like, you know, demos get into this, and villagers are going to go down so much easier than demos getting into this. Ganji looking for gaps all the time. And still hoping to defend with monks and pikes. That should be fine. Should be able to defend with monks and pikes. Demo goes down, doesn't do much there. So, Ozone has expanded to the side a bit. That's where you're going to find most of the golds. Okay, demo, just passing. Okay, demo. We know where it's going, right? It's going to the wood line. Good luck focusing on this if you're Ganji, because you have to protect monks. Look at him. He walled in the monks. What a nerd. What a nerd. That is such a big play. Look at that. 3 monks, 3 conversions. Monks are completely safe. That is sick. That deserves a clip right there so people can respect that. That is amazing. But also... Ozone, please. He's upgrading the demos. I think Ganji noticed that demo and is trying to demo the demo. Don't tell me he can demo 2 demos. Oh! Okay, he didn't get this one. Sorry. False alarm. Ganji, pay attention. Boom! Big shot, revenge shot from Ozone. See, this is what I mean. Right? At this stage of the game, this is just it should be a demo fest in the middle. Especially if people TC here so much. That's why I think, like, for Ozone, the way he's placed his TCs is very smart. And he's always making sure that this isn't exposed. Kato's gonna love this map. I mean, he did demo earlier. I saw him play in the morning, just passing. When he won his second round today. Are you guys seeing now why Ozone's such a crazy player? Look at this eco. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! Ah! 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 What just happened? The castle could have gone down. What just happened? Is he going to keep building it? There's another demo on the way. Ozone didn't realize at the right time, and we got a forward castle from Ganji. That was a crazy moment. And Ozone has to leave now. Uh-oh. Army's on the way. Uh-oh. Knight sacrifices himself for a demo, but the demo finds the pikes, and boom! Big shots everywhere. I don't think this demo could get into the vills, but the demo could go for the monks, and... Okay, there we go. Monk goes down to the demo as well. TC here for Ozone now, and he has to abandon this TC. What a great castle from Ganji. What a fun game. Again, I gotta remind you guys, though, that, like, there is a lot of eco here in the demo territory for Ganji. And he has not planned long-term for gold at all. Look at his vision. Look at this. Gold here, doesn't see it. Gold here, doesn't see it. Gold here, doesn't see it. And hey, guess what? There's a gold here. And Ganji doesn't see it. So, it's a tricky map, right? You've got demos everywhere. You've got the water. You've got the land. You've got the farms at your mainland. Here, like, have actually... these pikemen could actually be a huge pain if they get through. And they do not, but not yet anyways. I think Ozone maybe noticed that and doesn't want those vills to go through there. We have a castle here from Ozone. I like the walling of the chokes. I think that's really intelligent. And we have a ballista elephant from Ganji right now. Is Ganji going to ballista elephant cut his pikemen through to get into Ozone's base? He has a ballista elephant here. I don't think he knows the pikes are through. I don't think he sees all this army. Maybe he does. He has to abandon a lot of these farms now because Ozone's out here, and Ozone's castle will go up. So he's secured a nice little section of water and wood and stone for himself. Oh, man, that's a lot of pikemen. Ozone clearly distracted. Ganji still no gold. Ozone has 4 relics, guys. 4 of them. And really needs... It's kind of unfortunate. This dock can't actually be used that much now because of the presence of the castle. That castle kept Ganji in this game, in my opinion. But now there's samurai. The perfect answer against pikemen. And we are going to see a forward castle here from Ozone. This is not something you normally associate with the people who have played 10,000 games, and the majority of them are on Arabia. But the hype is real for this player for good reason. He plays a lot of practice sets, and he has looked so comfortable here. And look at him expand. This is all a product of practice, in my opinion, what we're seeing here. This is the dozens of games he has played on this map. And once this castle goes up, Ganji then has to abandon all these farms, all this area. It becomes so awkward. And finally, Ganji now finds that gold. Yeah, and you should know, like, the way the golds are spread out. Ganji is going to Ganji is trying to petard into his opponent's base. Whoa, wait. Did that elephant open the gate? Okay, Ganji's in. Ganji may have to steal farms, delete them to drop a castle here. Ganji is not finished. We have a castle behind this for Ozone, who probably is having the biggest WTF moment of his day. And Ganji actually is going to build a castle here, which makes this castle from Ozone look really bad if it even goes up. This is super chaotic. This is just what Ganji did in the previous game. It's just a completely different flavor. Ozone needs to get a castle up near this area soon. But he has the gold. He could maybe buy stuff, right? I think Ganji deleted this TC, so he doesn't create vills there anymore. This castle here for Ozone could be denied. It will be denied. He'll lose a ton of vills, too. This might not go up. He's trying to produce cav archers. This might not go up. And now we have a castle here from Ozone. And like, Ganji's still alive. Somehow. The castle's at 95. It's at 96. It's at 97. It's at 98. 99. Throw zone. 99.19%. I don't think they can do it either. No. No, zone. No. Go, 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 go. Bop it, bop it, bop it. Bop it. Bop it. Ah, this is horrible. What a game. He's got nothing on food. And then Ganji has gold again. He's got tons of food in the middle. Look at this eco. And he could maybe go imp. Oh my god. Castle's going to go up now. But Ozone has to steady his mind. He has to steady his soul. And he has to find demo shots on this wood line. Because I would like to scream. Please. Please. Ah! Boom! You picked the wrong wood line, Ganji. Ganji! No! What do you... Don't you know what that creates? Don't you know what that building does? Did you not just witness what happened? Are you seriously going to attack this dock? Are you kidding me? Boom! What did you expect to happen there? I guess he was hoping to take it out before, you know, the next demo came out, but... Oh my god, man. Listen, guys. This game's not going to end anytime soon, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Ganji's going to have Trebs. He will take out some castles. Actually, you know what? I think Trebs alone... I take it back. I think maybe it does end the game. And, like, Ganji just needs Lycav to maybe try and raid the sides. I prefer Ganji's position now, all of a sudden. There was a whole period where Ozone was doing such an incredible job with his eco, and it's just like the previous game. Ganji gets just enough. He throws enough chaos into the mix. And I think having Khmer being able to just like randomly farm and not have to worry about where they're placed really helped out there. I mean, Ganji's lost all of this eco. He lost his starting base here. He's pikeman raiding here. And he will deny another castle here from Ozone with simply Lycap. What a great job. Like, Ozone must be thinking, where is he? How is he getting resources? Because Ozone has the whole map, basically. Ganji is in this itty-bitty little area. But if he uses this itty-bitty little area with Lycav raids, I think Ozone could lose more. Ozone's going to castle here, which will feel good until he sees his opponents in Imp. He might want to back up. This castle still can't go up. He might want to buy food to click up to Imp. If he makes it to Imp, obviously it's a different story. He has more vills. He's collected 8k more resources. There it is. He knows now. Well played from Ozone. He will go Imp. Now, which TC do you choose? What a game. Which TC do you choose here? TC is here. Okay, that should be the safest one, actually. So that's fine. Wow, what a fun game. Okay, so lots of castles to choose from if you're Ganji. Lots of areas to look at. But there's lots of areas to look at for Ozone. He's got Cav Archers. He's got gold. He's got 4 relics. This castle may eventually go up at some point. If it goes up, it's a problem for Ganji. We'll see. Ganji has no stone. He has very little gold. It is just these TCs, right? He's trying to raid here. I think having Bodkin and having the... having Bodkin Arrow and having Ballistics right now will really help. But losing these castles is going to hurt. You can't keep these castles up now. Oh, God. Cav Archer's running through into the eco. Could see a demo come help. Cav Archer should be able to kill the Light Cav, but the Light Cav now have Imp Armor, so it's different. What a crazy game. Well, this castle complete. Look at Ozone. He realizes there's eco out here, and he just drops a tower. I like that. Guard tower could be good. I also really like... There's a pikeman under there. I really like how Ganji tried to wall in these trebs here. Ozone will have to plan without these castles. Can he complete this one? Ever. Ganji, 14 Light Cav. Not the craziest number ever. Ozone's tower gets spotted. It will probably just be battered down. It's not upgraded. There's no murder holes. There's no army here. Ozone is using the Cav Archers underneath the castle to try and kill this trap. That's not it, dude. That's not it. They don't do much damage. Ganji, kill this maybe. This castle still has not gone up. It might never at this point. No stone access for Ganji, whose population has grown, but now Ozone is in the Imperial Age. I think it's the Cav Archers that Ozone has that cannot be killed right now. He cannot, like, he has to, if he can get to, like, 30 Cav Archers. He didn't have Bodkin this whole time. Oof. That explains some things. But the CA are really hard to kill if you get to the big mass. The problem I'm seeing is that Ganji controls this game now. He is the one raiding. He is the one picking spots. And Ozone has been the one reacting for some time. And Ganji, he can find spots. You put a Light Cav here, you put 4 Light Cav here, boom. Immediate reaction from your opponent. And we've trebs from Ozone from somewhere. I don't even know where. And he is to make sure that he keeps Ganji off of gold. But Ganji's still got food. Still feudal age eco upgrades, by the way, for him. But he's still got food to spam Light Cav. What a messy game. Who wins this game, guys? Pick a name. You pick the guy with 4 relics and greater population for the last 15 minutes, who's kind of falling apart at times? Or do you pick the player who came back in the previous game with some crazy shenanigans? A lot of people are saying Ganji. I mean, this castle will go down now for Ozone. Might run out of wood. Like, wood control is going to be really tricky. There's still gold around for Ganji. Oh, and Ozone wants to complete this castle. He will complete this castle. This is a good castle to have. This castle will cut off a lot of Ganji's eco over here. And it's just an annoying position for Ganji to pressure. This makes sense. Pressuring this area makes sense because it's near the castles. But this area here is so far away from everything else. Also, the 4 relics are actually underneath the castle from Ganji there. What in the world? Where are those trebs from Ozone? He's made them in the north, and he's waiting. He's massing his own. He's also going to maybe mix in some Light Cav, and he's starting to push back. This castle went up. He's getting upgrades galore right now. You know what would actually be sick for Ozone if he just sat in the farming eco with his CA? It doesn't feel natural. You want to kill other things, but that would maybe be the key. But if he can take these castles down, I don't think Ganji notices right now. Ganji, yeah, look, he just noticed. Either that or he's planning to take this castle out. But this is the importance of this castle, right? Finally, Ozone is stabilizing. He's killing more and more villagers from Ganji. Ganji will have to deal with that. And Ganji loses his castle soon. Protects the relics from Ozone. Ozone still has as much on food, or as many on food as his opponent. And Ozone has held on. What a hold. I thought he had thrown it. I think it would be disrespectful to Ganji's efforts here to really say throw, right? It's fun to say throw zone just because, like, you know, it rhymes. But this was just an amazing performance from Ganji to give himself a shot. But you are just simply on Hussar now, and there's still so many castles. Ozone has a castle where Ganji started. He's got a castle in the north and a castle in the south. Look how many TCs he built in this game. Look at the red expansion. Look at the outposts. Look at the vision. They're mining camps, actually. Look at him. Camp that gold. Camp that stone. This is a player who's locked in right now, folks. Heavy Cav Archer with the Japanese. 200 population. And we have ourselves a series here. Ganji will start to lose so much of his eco. Ganji is completely surrounded. He is completely surrounded by red. I would love to see a few more demos right now. Okay, maybe Ganji will lose this castle. Or Ozone, rather. But it's just so easy for Ozone to take the other areas now. And getting the Halb upgrade should put an end to the one-dimensional Hussar spam from Ganji here. Still getting some raids in here. Good raids to find. That's nice damage. He's killed 100 villagers. But how do you stop this now? That's a lot of heavy Cav Archers. This is a lot of exposed eco. You can't really even reboom that easily right now if you're Ganji. I keep screwing up the names. But you just don't really have the TC set up. So when you lose a big batch of villagers, you're in a worse position to be able to make more again. Maybe his final fight here. Will the Hussars be good enough against the heavy CA? Makes sense that the heavy Cav Archers will just back away to the castle and that Ganji will try and take the Treb. But the TC's down. And Ganji's going to fight as he should. Ozone comes for relic number 5. What? Crazy stuff. Ozone putting out all the fires in his base. I think these first 2 games, I mean, these games have been electric. This might be, level-wise, the best start to a series we've seen so far, honestly. And I know I didn't cast Licks, I didn't cast a Toe. The series itself was close. There was like 1 or 2 games in there which was really close. But like, otherwise it was a bit flip-floppy. But like, this will be a 1-1 that either player could have won at various points in the game. And both players just put up crazy fights. Ganji has a late Castle Age all-in him that can really throw people for a loop, right? He tried it again here, but Ozone, he wins this, ties it up 1-1, and let's freaking go, people. Put some respect on the name. Incredible. Wow, look at that KD. That is the perfect game right there. Also, anyone else getting more and more excited about this map? I love how once it happened to him, Ozone was like, oh yeah, demos. I love how it took that. Also, we're kind of fortunate that this game went on for as long as it did, because when Ganji went forward with that one castle, he could have so easily lost it to the demo here had Ozone realized. Where was it? It was right... Okay, right here. He's walking forward. And, like, that's game over right there. That's game over. If this castle is eliminated, the chaos that followed never happens. Because Ozone will always be able to control this area. So, he just didn't realize, obviously, because he's looking at a million other things. And then when he did realize, like, right there, actually, have you guys ever seen a confused demo? So this demo has been told to go to the other area of the map, and this demo is a rule follower. Watch, ready? And then he gets told to do something else. He's like, turns around. He's like, oh, where do I go? Okay, fine. Well, anyways, GG. Sorry, just putting a silly end on the end of a great game. Excited to see what the very best players in Hidden Cup will do on this map, right? Because you could try and go demos earlier, maybe. Didn't happen. Yeah, there's the res collected. Incredible job to stay alive, though. I would have just been completely flustered and thrown that game if I were Ozone. Incredible job to get the lead. Incredible job to get the win. GG. Game number 3. All right, I don't know what is happening here, but this series is just fantastic. Dave is going to watch it all. Welcome, everybody. Thank you from Dave's channel for showing up. I advertised this series as the series of the day, and if you missed game 1, game number 2, I don't normally want to do this to people. But your day could have been so much better. This series has been insane, dude. So the only thing that could follow up the game 1 and game number 2 bangers would have to be something like crazy post-Nymph Islands game, maybe some transport action here. We've got Italians for Islands, or Italians for Ozone. We've got Dravidians for Ganji. And both these civs have insane water bonuses. Italians have had the best win rate so far on Islands. But it's not, like, that ridiculous. I think if I would have asked people 2 weeks ago what the best civ on Islands would have been, I think a lot of people would have said Portuguese. I think a lot of people like to oversimplify Islands a little bit and just say Portuguese equals Feitoria equals win. But Portuguese have actually struggled a bit. They've been killed off early by Vikings and early by Italians. Armenians have been banned a ton. I think most people actually think Armenians are really solid. But I actually haven't casted a game with Armenians yet because they've just been banned so frequently. Dravidians get the plus 200 wood when they arrive to the next stage. And then the Italians have the cheaper dock techs, the cheaper fishing ships, and the cheaper age ups, which flow perfectly with the map. Now, I think both of these civs, if there were to be a fast castle potential or fast castle, let's say you're a fast castler, right? You're an FC'er. If you're an FC'er, I think both of these civs are really good for that. A back dock or side dock to keep your fish safe. Again, it's cheaper to go up with Italians. The Dravidians get a lot of extra wood, which can be helpful. All right, chat. It is time to ask the question of the day. Anytime we have islands, is it better to go galleys or fires? What do you think? I'm going to exclude demos from the conversation. I don't think anyone would say open full demos. Okay, we have a lot of people saying fires, a lot of people saying galleys, and then the majority saying it depends. And I think we're going to see in this game that it very much does depend. There's stages of it. To break it down, I would say in Feudal Age, galleys are superior. In Early Castle Age, fires are superior. In Early Imp, fires may be a bit superior. In Late Imp, galleys superior. That's kind of the breakdown. So, back dock for Ganji indicates some type more passive play. He actually had a dock much earlier here than Ozone. That could just be because of the bonuses his civ has. And Ozone will go on the dock. Excuse me, on the back with his dock. Which island would you prefer? The way life works is you just kind of got to live with the island you've been born on, you know? We all have been dealt a different island in life. But if you could choose, which one would you choose? Would you choose... No, not like a Hawaiian island. I mean, between these two islands. Would you prefer the island, which is less vulnerable to land pressure? If they were to show up, it's more likely you see them. Or would you prefer the very wide circular island for Ozone, where if someone lands you, you might not spot it? I think I would prefer Ozone's island. Because it's just a little bit more spacious. Now, in terms of the wood on the map, each island has the same exact amount of wood. And then there's, of course, wood on the neutral islands. This could be the time where you guys remind me of that time I built something here. But it also could be the time we become better. So, yeah. Hiroshi, Friendly, and M Sunshine. Thank you all for the new subs and supporting Hidden Cup 5. Have you guys enjoyed the qualifiers so far? It's been so fun, man. And, ooh, Ganji's housed. So that hurts him a bit more than you would think here. He's actually going to be down a vill. Because he forgot to make a house there. I subbed just to use the archer range emote here. Perfect. Perfect. Thanks for letting me know. This is fast castle for Ozone, I believe. Still adding fishing ships. Still hasn't clicked up. It's actually possible that Ganji changed his strategy based on getting housed there. But I think he was planning on clicking up anyways. But the back dock does mean that it will take him further to find, or longer to find the enemy. So we were just talking about the Licks and the Sito series. Because I know, I was watching Dave cast that. And I know a lot of raiders just came from Dave's channel. What a crazy series, right? So far, these two games have been incredibly back and forth with crazy moments. And this is setting up to potentially be better than that series. But we would need to get to 5 games, right? We need to get to that high-pressure 5th game. Seymour Butts. Great name. Says, weren't the player names supposed to be hidden in this tournament? Well, Seymour, we can't do that for the qualifier because there were 96 players in the qualifier. We do that for the top 16. So they are qualifying for their names and identities to be hidden. God, this is where if I had like a good sponsor, and if you too would like your name hidden on the internet, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Maybe for the main event, have some sponsors. Could be great. Having some conversations right now, it's just perfect, right? This will not have Nilly do the ad reads. All right, so Blacksmith Market will come in for Ozone. He's got his fish on the back still. Feels like maybe he got a bit unfortunate. Like, where are all the deep fish? Maybe he took them already. So do you guys know who started this on islands? Because there was a time where everyone would just YOLO ships and never go fast castle. What player started this trend? Someone's going to get it. Era? Really? That was your guess for water map? Daniel actually says Nikov in chat. I was going to say Tato, but I think Nikov might have done it before Tato, yeah. I think it was actually Nikov, yeah. One of those two, 50-50. So if you said one of those, we'll give you the W. But I remember Tato doing this, and so if we had, like, I don't know how Tato has played Island so far in this qualifier. Why are we bringing our fish to the front, bro? Wait, hold on. Did Ganji see this? This is weird to me. This is weird to me, but it's gonna work out. Look at this. It might not work out, but, like, I thought you keep the fish on the back so it's safe. But he built a new dock. Basically, Tato would go back dock. He'd go fast castle, and then he'd go 2 docks on the front to kill everything with fires and castle age. Holy fishing ships, though, from Ganji behind this. This eco is going to be ridiculous. But obviously, those are going to be very exposed. Yeah, in the end, this is still annoying for Ozone. But it's good for him that Ganji didn't send both galleys there. Ganji had to double check, so. But yeah, back in the day, it was just kind of a galley war. Then fire galleys were introduced. And so those 4 fishing ships are still alive. Italians still have the cheaper dock techs. Ozone needs to look at his eco here for a second. There he goes. This house bothers me so much. Because berries will actually be pretty important for him. And then we have a blacksmith market behind for Ganji. This is smooth. The only thing actually is he doesn't have a lot of gold because he's producing so many ships. I love how Ganji switched into fires. I think this might actually be the most optimal way to beat the fast castle. Because so many players go for like big mass galleys, right? I think that's what Ozone is used to facing up against. And then what happens is the Castle Age fires just bring you so much value against those galleys. It's like 2 fires can push 10 galleys. But you can't do the same when you're up against fires. So now, like, Ozone is expecting upgraded ships to win out. But this will actually keep Ganji protected a whole lot more. This is a very nice build here from Ganji. And that extra 200 wood he gets when he gets to the next stage helped him already. It'll help him again. And then the carry capacity for the Dravidian fish is helping him already. And his resources are just ridiculous. He's collected 1,000 more resources. This is the best build on islands I've seen so far. Straight up. This is so good. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win the game. But Ozone needs to... I've said this to him. You need to get the fires into the fish eco. That's key. You don't even want to take these engagements. I don't know if he'll be able to get over there in time. His fishing ships are going down. Tato landed Sorakuma yesterday. Oh, did he? I got to look through that series. I saw the Mudflow game where Tato was full feudal. Tato had like 25 spearmen and 20 scouts in feudal age against castle age. It was epic. Okay, this is your moment now for Ozone. The upgrades have paid off somewhat. You're getting your numbers up. You've got a demo on the way. You have to try and find those fish, but you've been defending for so long. Demo hits. That's a great demo. Can he get to the fish? Honestly, at this point, I think the fish have kind of paid off in some ways for Ganji, but he would love to have more. Ozone not really moving forward here to find any fish. Drops TC number 2 at home. But the res collected is ridiculous. So this was actually Ozone's home map. And it does not look like it. You can tell Ganji picked it. Man. Wasn't Tato's game this morning? I forget. I'm just looking at games all day, every day. I honestly forget. It might have been this morning. Sorry if I got the day wrong. I was just reading a comment. Yeah, Omni Shambles, I agree. Ganji played amazing in Titans League. I think a player like Ganji could really suit the main event. He's very strategic. He's very well-rounded. And that crazy late Castle Age stuff he's been doing in both games, I could see kind of being a tendency, which players won't... They won't know who he is, right? So they won't know to expect it. And I could see him catching people off guard. I mean, how many times do you see Italians go fast castle fires into boom and really feel like they're just completely outclassed? Like, this is insane. And actually, back to Daniel's point and our point about the adding of the fish, that reminds me of something Nikov did a couple times on migration. Yeah, it's like the perfect amount of Navy to get the job done, and then full eco. This is ridiculous. He's fish. Look at his Vil queue. 3 town centers. Wow, man. I'm impressed. Kumar says, I'm not sure Ganji is beating Veleza next round. Well, hold on. Let's not assume that Ganji's just winning here. He's dominating this game. But Ozone has played amazing so far. But, yeah, I agree. Either player is going to be, they're not going to be the favorite against Veleza, but I think it is doable. And Ozone just trying to come back on water. I guarantee you, Ozone is a little confused right now. I think he has not faced up against this before. Because typically what happens is, you accomplish more with your Navy. By now, great demo there from Ozone. And even if it's like 50-50 on water, which it kind of feels like it is, you have a massive eco lead. But there is no massive eco lead because the opponent was able to afford to produce villagers out of all these TCs because of the fish. It's ridiculous. Ozone needs more demos. There is simply more fires out there from Ganji, who's played this so clean. Tracking this fire. Easy peasy. Here, tracking this. Let's see, does he avoid the demo? Spreads his ships out, sees it's coming in, attacks it. Oh, that's so good. Just perfect. The demo's not worth it here for Ozone. Ozone 6 on food. He's going to expand that now. In a game with a 15 to 13 KD, look at the situation here with the res collected. Also, how did Ozone lose 9 eco? Did he add fish and I missed it? I think he maybe... again, to my point, which I continue to repeat, I don't think he expected this much resistance. And I think he thought that he's so used to just pushing back with Italians, adding fish, and being fine. He must have added them right on the front. Yep. This is kind of fun to have like that inside scoop, having seen some of his games. This is the first time in the entire qualifier I've seen someone play exactly like Ganji did. Are Dravidians #1, guys? You could technically do this with other civs, but the fish... Boom, big demo there. Dravidians, we'll give them top 5 on islands. The win-loss ratios are not telling me any civ is necessarily the best right now. Also, depending on the person you're getting your opinions from, you're not really sure if you're going to get a biased answer on the Dravidians these days, so... Of all civilizations. 105 eco for Ganji. I mean, dude, this is just getting worse, man. This is just getting worse. He has used his position perfectly. I think the carrying capacity on the fishing ships is so underrated at this stage of the game because your fishing ships, you're traveling a lot further. And so, you know, you're just bringing back more per trip. And it doesn't feel quite as inefficient. Ganji has collected 3 relics. He's going to have another one. I think he has a monk with a relic in this transport ship. Let's see. That's the only thing that makes sense. Oh, no. Actually, hold on. He didn't get this relic. Okay, so that'll be 4. And here he can hop out. He actually can choose to convert ships if he wants to. T90, what's your favorite civ? Magyars, Huns, Mongols. Those are probably 3 of my favorites. I like to play with Cav. If it's an archer civ, usually not my favorite. My all-time civilization is Huns, which will shock no one. 6 relics, up to imp. Ozone's not even close. I mean, I'd love to hype this one up for you guys, but Ganji played this so perfectly the whole way through that this approach that has been looking so good with Italians has just looked horrible. And maybe, like, there's at least 4 people who are still playing in this qualifier watching right now. They're not going to say anything because they don't want to out themselves. But I think a couple people right now are like, oh, man, that was smart. I think we will see way less galleys in the future after this. The galley opening, I just think... Yeah, I just don't think we're going to see it as frequently. Good to see Italians get bopped. They've gotten bopped a few times, but yeah, I think Italians, at least thus far, have looked like the smoothest civ to play. But will this change things? My God. 6 relics. Like, he didn't even need to get the relics, but he's got them. And now he goes up to the next stage. Only thing I could even be slightly critical of here for Ganji is lack of blacksmith upgrades or the big galleon switch here. So a thought here on the late game of the Dravidians. I don't think the Tricidai chip is good enough to be your primary ranged unit. But I think going for primarily galleons, because you can produce them in castles, so it's like way easier. And then mixing in those ships, because they're so tanky, should be really good. I think Ozone, he's not going to want to tap out here, because he's not used to experiencing this situation, but he's going to be, like, really confused with this. He's going to be like, what? Like, I'm supposed to win the Imp War. I boomed faster. I was in Castle Age. Immediate shipwright upgrade for Ganji. Wow, man. Brings the villagers here to drop a castle on the neutral island. Using the monks to get conversions. Again, doesn't even have Bodkin yet, so that's the only thing I could be critical of. There's Bodkin. Bracer could follow. But this should just be so many galleons here. And then cannon galleon, right? Just to push this castle. Margugu is against Husiel, and that's tomorrow, and I will be casting that. I forget what time it is. So I have to double check the time, but I think it's at a reasonable time for me. I'm trying to think about some of the other sets that are happening. We're actually almost through round 2. I think round 2 is technically supposed to be over tomorrow. I think Say My Name in Kingston is like... I gotta check the time, but I think it's around midnight for me. So I'm semi-tempted. Someone says they're playing in 8 hours and 40 minutes. Really? Yeah, I'm not doing that. That is past midnight. That is like, for casting there, that is actually prime Aussie caster time. So I don't know if there's any like Aussie casters that want to come out. Oh, Baba Ramnikov is tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Elite Cannon Galleon, Ballistics. Still no Bracer. But I mean, full dominance here for Ganji. And Ozone has a chance with early fast fire numbers. But, like, I hope you appreciate this is not a bad play from Ozone. This is a play that we saw, like, Dogal do recently. This is just what everyone's been doing with Italians. And this has just completely slaughtered it. This is insane. My least favorite civ, Gurjaros, 100%. The second they associated the word dodge with the Shravamsha rider and introduced that rider, it was my least favorite. I think I'm okay with saying this. Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm dropping frames. Wait. No. Guys, are we good? I think I'm dropping frames right now. Are we back? I think it's not going to get better for some reason. I mean, YouTube, you got to realize I just talked smack on DLCs and now I'm dropping. What is this? Bill? Stop messing with my connection. I don't think it's Twitch, guys. My frames are going all over the place. So we'll hope that it evens out. Okay, it's better now. It's better now. It's better now. Guys, I just talked smack about a DLC unit, and then I dropped, though. My tinfoil hat is on. That was weird. We've got heavy demo here for Ganji. Apparently, don't ask me any issues. Don't ask me what I don't like about civilizations you've got to pay for. Galleons are out, heavy demos are out, and get your emotes ready. Because all Ozone has is fires. Well, that's not true. He actually is starting to try to go to galleons as well. Big shots. Just say F5, guys, for people that need to refresh. And as we've known for a while here, because of how amazing Ganji has played, this isn't even close. And the GG's called. Wow. I mean, like, amount of fire ships was similar. But the way Ganji sorted out his economy here and played the Dravidians was just ridiculous. Like, he made it look so easy. And again, this is hard to see. If you didn't watch the other Italian games, if you didn't see how how this strategy Ozone went for has worked against other civs, you're really not going to get it. But typically, it's like you can do no wrong doing what Ozone did here. And he got smacked. Now, the thing I actually missed, so that tells you how big of a mistake it was. He lost fishing ships on the front. He thought, because of his experience, he would win water and then he would just fish. But, yeah, Ganji made 2 galleys. He made, like, 12 fishing ships, which were still fishing to this day. And then that eco allowed him to go insta 3 TC boom. It was so freaking strong. And Ganji up 2-1. All right. Game number 4. Ozone needs to tie it up. He did the same after he lost game 1. Let's see what he does. Ozone in the red, playing as the Saracens here on slopes. And then we've got the Portuguese for Ganji. For the first time, I think we're seeing Portuguese on this map. And Ozone. I think more players should do this. I think it's really smart. He knows exactly where the opponent is because of the way the map's situated. And he is the underdog. So he's going forward to try and steal something from Ganji. Now, we do have the boars generated more to the back for this reason. Otherwise, boars would be leaving people's bases right away. But he does find a turkey so far. If he keeps going this way... Oh, man, that's so unfortunate. But essentially, you're taking a risk with laming, right? You now have to scout with your own turkeys. You might not find your own resources. It's kind of harder to make decisions. And Ganji's going to be like, thank God I got these. Portuguese are good on, like, every map. So, with Portuguese being good on every map, I think it's a little less of a surprise that this is the first time we've seen them here. Ozone trying to steal these. Ganji knows they're there. And Ozone might just need to wander home. Oh, he's trying to kill the turkeys. And Ganji blocked him off. All right. See how it goes. So I like the Saracens a lot. I think they have a lot of good matchups. I think that where they thrive the most is behind some walls and utilizing the market. You would use the golden come a lot, so having the gold in the back is pretty nice. Map is actually really good by slope standards here for Ozone. Whereas this gold for Ganji, that's not really that fun. Berries are still on the back. Wood situations there, stones here, but you do sometimes have the golds a bit more forward. Actually, I think where it's better for Ganji is actually the second gold that's near your base. This one I could see being an easy TC spot. This is no fun. And notice how Ozone has still not found his own turkeys here. Ooh, he may assume that these have been stolen. And, you know, so worst case scenario for him right now would be to try and scout to find them, not find them, and then not have pushed in any ibex. So he is choosing to push in ibex because he needs something. Oh, God, no. Okay, ibex, do not bug out for him. Do not... Oh, he's got a boar. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry, I forgot about the second boar. Oh, there's also another goose under there, so. Did I say turkeys? It's fine. Geese are like the turkeys of the lake. I almost said the turkeys of the sea. I'm pretty sure there are probably sea geese, but we don't need to get into this. And now if Ozone checks the front of his base, he would find 400 food. This area and this area would be the spot where you'd find it. And boop, he's happy. And he might not be even remembering the other two are still out there. Silly mongoose arena. Listen, mongoose and geese are different. Don't get upset with me, all right? Sea geese? Come on, man. There's got to be a goose. I guess that would be a bird, right? That'd probably be a bird. There's a lot of birds out there, all right? Yeah, he's not going to find them. So, you know, for all the times that we see a lame and everyone says, oh, so-and-so's dead or laming is OP, this is a pretty decent example of how the lame, there's a risk that is not paid off here for Ozone. Ganji's just been doing his thing, sitting at home, pushing in all the deer from the sides, because he does not want to take the risk to head out there. Yes. And we continue. Have you ever been attacked by a goose? My sister is like deathly afraid of geese because when she was like 6 or 7 years old and they were having a picnic near a lake on a bright and sunny summer day, she got attacked by a goose. So she does not like geese. Her feeling of geese is pretty much my feeling of this lumber camp in relation to the position of this house. Because villagers are just going to go all around constantly. It's going to be really inefficient. But, imagine could be scouts here for Ozone. It feels like scouts, obviously missing the food would be a bit of a struggle. He's still going to choose push in some deer. And, oh, man, he's not going to have scouting on the fact his opponent will go man-at-arms. Actually, it's Dark Age. Huh? Interesting. Doesn't quite have the food. It's not the cleanest build here from Ganji. Usually these days, players are clicking up to feudal and then they make the militia, but the militia will be here faster. Yeah, geese are pretty brutal. I guess it depends what geese you're talking about. Okay, so final topic on geese, right? Like Canadian geese, I'm pretty sure they're really mean, but they mate for life, so that's kind of like, aw. But some geese and like some ducks are like really brutal, and we don't need to get into it. And they're, you know, not doing the whole mate for life thing. Like I saw this one video. Okay, sorry, last thing. I saw this one video once where this one goose was really sad because his mate died, and I don't know, that stuck with me. So, yeah. Look at Ganji. Ganji's looking around. He's like, where is he taking wood? It's been interesting to see what the people are missing out on vision-wise this game. Now Ganji doesn't have the information scouting-wise. He pushed in the deer, but oh, man. Oh, can the villagers leave there? It might be stuck. And we'll see if the villager doesn't go down. Actually, the house helps out here. If the villager were to go down, this would obviously be pretty bad for Ozone. Ozone reacts to that nicely. And look at Ganji over here on the food. So he brought in these deer, and then he's also taking the resources on the other side. I love this. This is going to be so annoying for Ozone. This is a sick build from Ganji. Market early here for Ozone already. This could kill a villager. You've got the hill involved, 2 militia, and the feudal age scout. Definitely could kill a vill. Maybe should kill a vill. But Ganji showing a lot of respect for Ozone's ability to micro right now. Ozone fights back. Villager's weak now. This is so annoying. And we have a stable. 2 militia into scouts. And the food looks amazing. And I think the pressure might be getting to Ozone right now. Ganji has completely outplayed him here. This is beautiful. That could be another dead vill. That should be another dead vill. This is going to be 2 vills from this. You block an attack with the scout, and it's a dead Vil. What a play from Ganji. What a build. Just like the previous game. We have not seen this yet. This is like maybe even unique to Portuguese because they spend a little bit less gold in their gold units. And he's utilizing all the aspects of the map, right? He took this food, and then he took this food. And look, like, he's walling up, and he's prepared with spears. Poor Ozone's gonna... This is where you really feel like you're in a bad spot. Because you're expecting, on the back of a, 2 militia drush from your opponent, that you're gonna have the army lead. That was sick. Now, guys, without the scout, that drush doesn't kill anything. The starting scout is the MVP. It does so much damage. It's fast. It blocks. And now you are simply going into a scout war. And look at Ozone's position, guys. This is all in the dark for him. He has no clue his opponent's over here. All because he tried to lame with his scout and get the scouting intel that way. And then he had to play catch-up and the other aspects of his game. Now he's going to wall up. He's down 2 Vils. There's not too much he can do about that now. Hopefully for him, he can check this. Excuse me. And if he sees this, Ganji's taking a bit of a risk, right? And I think Ozone will come right over here. Okay. There we go. Sees it. Notices it. We'll get the walls down. I've seen Saracens recover from worse positions. I wonder if Ganji will... Yeah, he wants to make sure his walls are down. He's double-checking here. Great that he double-checked this. He'll notice in a second that villager's out there. He just clicked behind the walls. You have to do that, guys. He actually didn't get double bid axe. So no double bid axe, and look at his resources collected. Yep, gets his walls down. He didn't need spears in the openings in the walls anymore, so he brought his spears here. And I'm sure we know where Ozone's going to go. Ozone's going to go here. And Ganji sees him. But what do you do in the next stage, guys, with the Portuguese? I think crossbow knight, always pretty reasonable. You want to go gold units with this civ. And Ozone might be up faster. And if he goes crossbows, if he gets that timing, he could easily turn things around, especially with this gold. Ganji will have to use some army to hold the map. Ganji will not break through. Ozone should be okay. This is actually the best way to make use of the market. You go to stone so you can just continually sell more. And then you go to gold so you can continually buy more. Just a small thing that Ozone's doing here. He's trying to use these spears to pull Ganji out of position so he can get kills. And then Ganji will pull his spears back. He's having none of that. And Ozone will click up at similar times. No archer range yet for Ganji. I think it has to be archers, though. He just can't make any yet because he needs the gold for Castle Age. But I think trying to go knights on the back of this, at least like only knights against Saracens, would be a mistake. And nice job from Ganji. Wow, their uptimes are identical here. Ozone's way back into this game. We'll be using that market all the time. And massing crossbows. He's not producing out of both ranges right now. Now he is. Sorry, just caught him at an off time. Crossbow number won't be the largest. Ganji, very curious to see how he plays this. Because he has tons of wood, so he could drop town centers or something, but... Yeah, he might actually want a TC over here. These Vils are staying over here, so he can go for a town center. I wonder, since you Vils need to do something, I wonder if we build... Hear me out. You go lumber camp here, and then when you TC, you actually TC the other side of the gold. So it protects the gold from range units, but then you still have efficient wood. Because you could tell his Vils need a job right now. They're jobless. What are you up to? Well, I'm a little in between jobs right now. You know, I used to do some part-time work over at the Shorefish, and then, you know, ran into some Ibex, but unfortunately, the population's so low this time of year. Sorry. Stables here. Another stable for Ganji, so it will be knights. Archers on the way with some spears. Stable could potentially go down, so you have to be a little worried. It does take some time to make the knights. His archers could also kill any repair Vils, so this will be annoying. Love how Ganji is looking here all the time, waiting for more archers to come forward. Also love this scout, seeing if we'll see any expansion there. Knights are on the way. Oh, interesting how Ganji... I mean, the Siege Workshop makes perfect sense here. But it is interesting to me how, at the moment, he can't take the fight. He just got Feudal Age armor. This army's not that big. He could take the fight soon. And Ozone's like, I need more crossbows forward. I need camels forward. If this army gets here in time, he could take a really good engagement. The dream right now against the player going Knights is to take out that stable. And he's 300 HP away. Okay. I guess you have to delete your house right now if you're Ganji. Ozone did not attack the scouts. He has to back away. Well played. And now this next knight can come forward. It is hard to combine crossbow and camel and get upgrades on the camels with the crossbows. Still, this is so high level. So smart. Just still, you want to send crossbows forward. Okay, go ahead. My scouts are going to find some if you're not careful. And what it does is it relieves that pressure on the stable. More knights are out. Scorpions are out too. Ganji has built that second town center. And he is booming. 2 TCs. Still no double bid X though. So, I know I keep bringing it up, but I don't think a lot of you guys saw it, right? So, Margugu, big favorite, NAC qualifier, and he was up 2-0 against Ozone. And I forget if it was game 3 or game 4. God, Margugu's never going to watch my stream until this Ozone guy is out. I forget which game it was, but Ozone was 1 TC against 3 TCs, and his opponent had a 30-40 villager lead, right? And so, he just kept full army. And it was double range, double stable, full army 1 TC. He's got the potential. And, you know, Ganji, he needs to hold now, basically. Because eventually your eco kicks in. But, yeah, we'll see. Look at the patrolling scouts on both sides of the map. I wonder if Ganji will choose to... I wonder if he'll choose to go to the sides himself. The fact that he's still on stone makes me think he wants a castle towards the front here. There's lots of gold and stone towards the middle. Doubt teasing Margugu got me. Ozone's name was mentioned 300 times in the 4 days that Margugu was at NAC. Doubt just could not stop trash-talking Margugu about losing to Ozone. Margugu comes to me, T90. I'm so excited for Hidden Cup qualifiers. How do you think I'd hide my identity if I made it to the main event? Doubt from the other side of the room. Hope you're not in the same bracket as Ozone in the qualifier. It was hilarious to me. I mean, they kind of went both ways, but oh man. And Ozone, I thought he was going to push through the middle. I think he was expecting there to have been a TC or something to attack here. And Ganji has just done a really nice job playing defensive. He always shows enough resistance here. And Ozone always seems so scared to attack. And the thing is, Ozone waited so long for the town center. The military hasn't paid off. And now he might feel like he has to go eco. And there he goes. Yeah, he's going to attack that scout. I think Ganji is in the better position right now. But he can advance out. That's the thing. I mean, the knights can outrun the camels per se, but this is an army that can defend. It's not an army that can easily attack right now. I love the activity from Ganji's scouts. Scout goes down, though. Did see the TC foundation. And Ganji going to... Ooh, it's a bit of a weird one. Because you probably want a town center, but you have the stone for a castle, and he's going to drop a castle there. I don't like that castle spot. Why are we castling the side where we have no eco instead of here? I mean, the stone wall is pretty smart. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Ozone's coming here now. Ozone's on the way. Ozone could see this. Ozone could deny this. Maybe, sort of. Scorpions are on the way, though. And Ozone will take the fight, run into the knights, see the scorpions. Castle will go up. That's why we castle it. Ozone should push middle right away. But I still don't know if he has the army to deal with this scorpion monk combination. Like, you always feel like you're going to lose a camel. You always feel like the scorpions are going to get a lot of hits. Yeah, Ganji in Ozone's head there. But this is also how the map is frequently played. And, well, again, Ganji has just enough. I mean, it's so good. I really am impressed with him. He's up against Crossbow. He's up against Camel. Like, this combination is normally so good. It's the Scorpion edition. Like, no one... it's very rare to see Scorpions really combined perfectly with a Knight army these days. Like, you'll see the occasional Scorpion, but just, like, the perfect amount. Grouping your units up perfectly. And now look at Ganji, man. Look at this. He loops 2 Knights over, knowing how Ozone might be thinking about Eco, because he just thought about the same thing. And he is going to be rewarded for that. This guy is playing so good, and Ozone is going to be really frustrated if this happens. Oh, man. I mean, can he see it, though? Oh, that sucks. I mean, it's amazing for Ozone. Oops, what'd I do? What'd I do? Ah! I closed capture rate. Crap! I don't know why that happens. Hold on, 1 second. We missed some stats. It'll still show the pops. I'm sorry. I don't know why that popped up. Hold on, let's go. We're back in the game. The Knights found it! The Knights found it! Ozone paying... Ganji paying attention. And as we witnessed... and again on this side as well from Ganji! Textbook slopes play. Textbook slopes. This is amazing. And I'll say what I said when Ozone won that crazy game on Mudflow. This is a player who has practiced his ass off, dude. He has played incredibly well. The timing in defense, the timing in the attack, the securing of the sides. The only thing he hasn't done is research Feudal Age Wood upgrade, which is actually pretty bad. And now he wants a forward castle. Can he do it? This is a big, big army. Your villager lead would disappear here. Have to be careful, Ganji. You have to be very careful. The Scorpions are still... If the Scorpions and Organ Guns weren't here, it's a big clear. Organ Guns go down. Scorpions. Ooh, maybe. I actually think maybe Ozone could take a decent fight. I think he could clear this up, maybe. You get a couple of your units to take out the Scorpions. Castle? Might not go down, up. I think this can be denied. What is happening? Ozone's gonna clear it. This castle could be denied and Ozone could still be alive. But even if it just goes up barely, it's still fine for Ganji. Villagers, building, hammering away, and it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. He had just enough. One of the rare circumstances where a player might be tempted to stay under the castle and just attack it. Wow, what a moment that was. I mean, Ganji, maybe I should settle down and stop complimenting the guy. Because Ganji is so amazing. He is so incredible. He is clearly... And then, Castle casually almost gets denied. It's also kind of a bad castle. I mean, there's never a bad forward castle when you're this close to the enemy, but it's not on the gold. It's not here either. It's a really nice position, though. And if he can get this one up, he will have 3 castles to make Organ Guns. And Castle Age units struggle against Organ Guns. Now, Camels would struggle, Crossbows would struggle, and Ozone wants a forward castle. Ozone probably thinks this guy is hacking with how much stone he has here. He's like, how does he have a 3rd castle? And again, just like on Islands, I guarantee you Ozone never faced up against a play like this. The Drush probably never happened. The Scout follow-up probably never happened. Ozone, good attentiveness over here. It's about to get messy, folks. This is how you come back in the game. This is how you come back in the game. Carl, in my chat, who says this is boring. Carl, we have very different tastes. What? Are we watching the same game? This has been so fun. Ozone right now. Now, if this stone wall wasn't here, Ganji's got nothing. He's got nothing, Carl. Nothing. But once the castle goes up, the walls can get shot down, and Ganji might need another castle here. And he's kind of running out of stone. Now, I think he could just... well, he's using the market. So he could just drop it right next to the TC to kind of protect the area. But the house is going to go down, so he's got to be really careful. And now Ganji is going to go forward here. He's like, you castle me, I'll castle you. And Ozone's army is out of position. And, well... I mean, you need to go forward because you're behind. But this is awkward. Ozone, what do you do? That's what you do. Yes. I love it. This is the right play, right? A defensive castle means you are reacting to someone who is already ahead of you. A forward castle gives you a crazy shot. Ganji is in full evacuation mode. And for like the third game this series, go back and watch game 1 and game number 2 if you haven't seen them. We have like these crazy castle age plays with castle drops. I mean, Ganji did this in game 1 with Bohemians, was an imp like 10 minutes later, and then somehow with very little golden gold rush ended up making it happen. You know what really makes a big difference right now? Is imp. I think if Ozone can idle his TC... Go! They're escaping! Don't let them escape! If Ozone can stop creating vills and find a town center to go imp in, if he can afford it. Look at this castle. I mean, then he could make trebs. Ozone's villagers would like to break out. They have broken out, and now these villagers... It'd be so funny if he has to make a castle here, but they're going to drop a TC. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 castles. Ozone wants to build another one. He has enough stone for it. I mean, still Ozone's eco is taking a lot more damage, and the Organ Guns, I think, is just too strong to stop. But if siege hits happen, maybe there's a chance. This TC has been denied by Ozone, and look where Ganji's going. We already know, guys. We already know what he's going to do when he sees this stone. He's going to be like, oh, okay, you took that stone. Okay, well, I have stone for a castle. There's a random crossbow there. Okay, Ozone noticed, so maybe a castle there wouldn't make sense. Ganji, I guess, had canceled this one. It's unfortunate for Ozone that... But it's not unfortunate. It's a shame that he made Lycav. Because actually, it looks like Ganji lost all these vills. I actually think that food, with Imp and Trebs, a Treb here, some Trebs here, like, maybe there would actually be a pretty decent chance. This is nuts. This is freaking nuts. Lycav there for the monks, maybe. And now the siege is there against the Rams and the Organs. Siege numbers can actually do really well. This is nuts. I mean, I said it. I'm sorry. I have no other word to really say it at this point. But really, when you have 125 vills, right, and it's a castle war, both players need to be thinking Imp. Oh my god, Ozone has found another area to castle. And he's going to walk back into Ganji's eco. Okay, can we please do T90 Stonk subs, please? We've got to go up here. We've got to go up. Up to Imp. Come on, both of you need to do it. I think Ganji's going it first. He stopped producing vills. He's thought about it. He's used the market. We need to go up to Imp, as MBL would say. And choose a town center that's safe. The only one that's safe is here for Ganji. Ozone. Oh my freaking god. How many 27 organ guns. Yeah, and the unit is just so strong in mass. No wonder Ozone can't think properly. This is ridiculous. This whole base is getting gunned down right now. I think Ozone's looking for these villagers if they escape, so he might actually find them. He's got 5 mangonels at the moment. But I'm worried that once the first Treb comes out for Ganji on the front and at home, that this is all going to end for Ozone. Ozone's got this crazy lead. He's actually got a crazy eco. He's got a crazy score lead. He does find the escapees here and will kill a lot more. Like, this is the majority of Ganji's eco. Can he get up to Imp? He needs to be Imp now. Here's a positive, actually. Elite Oregon doesn't get that much. Well, okay, it gets way better. But it's not affordable right now. And there's still a chance that Mass Mangonel can kill it. This is what the eco is doing for Ozone right now. And Ozone is going Imp in the north. Hey, Carl, by the way, I'm sorry to call you out there, Carl. 1 out of 7,000 people. I really hope that this is fun for you. This is hilarious, man. This is just so funny. This is like... Ganji started here. He doesn't live here anymore. Ozone started here. He doesn't want to live here anymore, but he has no choice because he can't go anywhere else because there's just random garbage everywhere. The farming eco right now for Ganji is on the hill terrain, and he is now going to drop a castle over here, which will most likely go up because these organ guns are killing everything, and this is actually a really important area for Ozone. But wait. Ozone is not finished. He is evacuating. And Ozone will boom in this area. Where are the trebs for Ganji? If Ozone can push back this corner, this would be huge. Because I don't know why we're making... I think Ozone's misclicking camels. Maybe he's making them because of the HP. Oh, no, there's knights. Okay, well, yeah, you saw knights. That makes sense. If Ozone can deny this right now, and then keep the left corner somehow, he actually has a chance. But it seems like there's always just enough here for Ganji to complete a castle. And Ozone's going to build his own castle! What? And he's going to be Imp. But he might lose this castle here. There's a Treb here as well from Ganji. A lot of camels died. This castle here... Is it gonna go up? It's denied! It's denied, I think! 95%! 95%, the knights are killing everything, though. Villagers. She's clutch. She's clutch. She gets it up. Oh, disaster for Ozone. Oh, that siege goes down. Oh, crap. Castle's down over here. What did we say about Trebs, right? Like, if you have villagers at this point, they are not living a good life anyways, right? It is incredibly inefficient. So I just encourage you, if you're ever in a game like this with lots of castle drops, just like stop making builds and go up. It is the easiest thing to say as a caster. It is so hard when you're in the moment. We have a Victoria down here for Ganji, which he can do as the Portuguese. That will give him a trickle of all resources. It will take away some of his pop space, though. But I think it's worth it, because, like, he has 27 army. Ozone has 6. So his 27 army is all he needs. And mainly the Trebs are doing everything here. And I think Ozone... I mean, I don't know how he has the score lead right now, honestly. It makes no sense, but yeah. He doesn't have control of his base anymore. Like, I don't even know where he goes with these villagers. But the answer is here. And he's still actually farming away. Actually has a chance if he trebs this down and can just go pure Hussar. This castle will go down, though, which means the vills and the trebs are exposed. Give Ganji access to gold again. I just want to, like, group up these vills and see what their life looked like. That's the summary of their existence. Repairing, idle, other, moving, building, gold, food, wood. They've done it all. And again, this is the corner. If Ozone has any chance, it's this. I also... I hate to say this because it's going to be so awkward for Ozone, but I think Ozone is not prepared for the amount of houses he needs to build. He's finding kills. He's still in the game. He's still in this somehow. But he's about to lose a lot of population space. And Ganji says, at least we are putting on a show. Maybe they both feel like they're playing horrible and they should have never been in this situation. I mean, Ozone is still repairing this Treb. But they are absolutely putting on a show here for us. Ganji needs this win to win the series. Ozone, of course, to stay alive, has to tie it up. This is just hilarious. And Ozone still has gold. He still has castles. And the population, the working population is actually still somehow close. He's got farms. The relics he may lose, which would be really bad. He's got trebs. He has golds here. That Victoria is accounting for 20 of the population space Ganji has, which is important to keep in mind. I mean, if Ozone just goes pure Hussar here and gets Light Cav into the farming eco from Ganji, this could be winnable. This would be one of the craziest comebacks. I thought he was so dead. Like this area, funnily enough. Now, good luck weaving your way through all the castles. Dude, Ozone is not giving up. Ozone's gonna win. Can we get some Ozone hype in chat? He's gonna win this. Everything's against him. The odds are stacked against him. He lost his relics. There's Fatoria. Ozone's got 63 on food. Ganji micros military. Ozone with farms just everywhere. But he's been found. This outpost from Ganji is really, really clutch. And that is something that Ozone does not have. He does not have vision on this. And I think I hyped him up at the wrong time. It's just not looking good. If he can complete this TC, though, it's kind of okay. If he can expand eco over here, I mean, geez, just drop more TCs behind there. It's 4 castles for Ganji. The Hussar upgrade would also be amazing here, and the attack upgrades. He may have lost his blacksmith. Oh, there we go. He's gonna... I like how it's still the original blacksmith. Yep, there's Hussar. Ganji getting elite organ gun. Okay, the organ guns cannot be killed now. Elite organ gun against Cav is insane. They have such crazy spread damage. Like, their inaccuracy basically makes them stronger. They could still take a big shot from a mangonel or two, but when they're elite, that's when Ozone would need to consider Onager. And there's a lot of time right now for Ganji where he's not being raided. And Ozone has done a good job at trying to find damage. But when you wait at all, Ganji will punish. And Ganji, who is just now getting double bid axe, the feudal age wood upgrade, is going to just trap this corner down. And this is where we need some type of response from Ozone. He's got to get over there. He's got to get over there fast. Oh, man. He's running out of stone. Here come the Hussars. The winged Hussars. They will soon arrive. Ganji's not messing around either with his eco, though. Look at the farming eco. Ozone's not letting him take this gold uncontested. How? How is he focusing on that when his whole base, the new lands he has somehow taken control of, are dying? He will have the hill with some of these Hussars. He will take the fight against the organs. There's no Halb upgrade. We have Arquebus now, so these things are affected by ballistics. But the Trebs will go down, and Ozone will hold here, and he just instantly, 30 new farms. This is a crazy hold. He's still got Trebs. He's still being patient here, waiting for a moment to maybe push these organ guns, which right now have just 25 kills, but he held. Ozone, stop going back home, says the caster, who is not really nervous. Go here. Go raid. I mean, there's just castles. You never think you can raid it. Is this actually winnable? Carl? Is this winnable? I mean, Ganji's looking for farms. He's not finding them. I mean, there's a couple. But, like, all that farming eco is snugged into these little areas. Ozone wants a massive Hussar surround on these organs. I think they all die. Watch. Ready? Boom! Okay, that was not... Boom. Okay, I was completely wrong. The Hussars are actually going to do a good enough job. He's got more on food. He's bringing in his Trebs. No, I think no. The organ guns are doing what I thought. The organ guns are still just so good. You take the castle out, you can maybe breathe. More units need to come in. It's Halb as well for Ganji, though, which is the problem. Halb organ is unkillable if you don't have your own siege. And for that, you need gold, which he will not have a lot of long-term here. Castle goes down. Can he get out of here with the Trebs? Here he's clearing up raids. The Trebs... He had 5, right? Can he get away with 3? That's not bad, actually. But he lost so many Hussars there. His population is down to 140. Guys, they started here and here. They are now east to west. Actually, that's a fun map idea. I think we have our new map for the main event. You just start up on the hill on both sides. It's just, you know, a different version of slopes. This is wild. And then you have to, come down into the pit to get access to stone and gold, which Ganji has control of right now. And Ganji has Vaetoria. And Ganji's army is just way stronger now. Ganji's army is stronger. He's got the siege. Well, the Trebs combined with the organ guns. And he might be able to push this castle. And Ozone, who's played so well here today, guys. He was such a good player. He's just such a good mind for the game. I think he's earned himself a lot of fans here. He doesn't want to go down. And for that reason, he's unpacked these Trebs. He's hoping, he's praying that he can kill the Trebs from Ganji and the castle can hold for him. But there's just so much death and destruction near these organ guns. These things are just too good. And I think Ozone will realize now. I mean, his eco's getting affected by this. He'll never get the relics again. He has no real counter damage coming in. That's what he needs. He needs to kill this Trep. Then the castle can kind of defend this eco. And... oh, wow. He's so unlucky. Are you kidding? Are you serious? Still isn't taking it. He has no stone. Uh-oh. Organ guns are approaching. Organ guns are approaching. Look at the micro from Ganji, you freaking nerd. He's dodging the castle fire with the Halb. Needs to repair his Treb again. Repairing his Treb again. Organ guns still haven't taken out the Trebs, but there's raids from Ganji on the golds. There's raids from Ganji on the farms and the wood. And Ganji's pop still so good, propped up by the Vaetoria. And his farming eco's just gotten so much worse for Ozone here. What a hold from Ozone. But the end is near. 0 gold income. Vil count down below 100 now. That's a death sentence in this type of a game. Will he kill the Treb, though? Come on, Treb RNG. He gets it. Which means Ozone can delay the inevitable a little bit longer, but I think he might even call it before he loses the Trebs. Again, there's just no win condition for him now. And he'll see his pop. Players won't want to resign in a game like this because the score can sometimes mean nothing to you. You can't look at the pop and your resources. You're just... Your brain is just a big old pile of mush. But... and there he kills a Treb. But he's going to lose 2. He's going to maybe lose 3. And Ozone gives him the GG well played. Good luck next. What a game. And what a series. That was everything that I had advertised right there between these two. And it's a shame we didn't get to the 5th game. 5th game would have been maybe relatively mild compared to that because that would have been Arabia. But, like, what on earth was this series? 3 of these games were some of the best games I've seen so far in the qualifier. The performance was ridiculous. And I'm going to say the same thing that I said in game number 1 about Ganji. Because game 1 was close. I know a lot of people here might have missed it. I encourage you to go back and watch it. This will spoil some aspects of it. But Ganji has this energy. So first, initially, it's very passive. And he gets his eco set. And then it's just full on, foot on the, throttle. And he just drops castles like crazy. And it just got so crazy. And so many people die to that because they react to it, they're defending and whatever else. And even though Ozone lost, it was actually the right play from him when the going got rough to go forward as well. But let's go back. Oh, crap. When did I leave the game? Okay, I forgot. Sorry about that, by the way. So I want to go back to like right when Lightcav comes in for Ozone. Okay. Now, there's reasons for it, right? He's thinking, I need to go siege against the organs, and I need to go Lightcav maybe for some mobility, maybe for some monks. But I think right here, we're at 38 minutes. Your eco's garbage. It's castled, right? I think, again, in theory... if you can just get up to Imp, if you can stall out Vil production, not spend any food, and get up and get to Trebs faster, I mean, imagine Ozone would have had this area locked down. He would have had all this eco to move to. He may have been able to Treb this down because it took some time. Like here, boom, still going, still creating Vils, still making Lightcav, boom, still going. Still going, still going, still going. I think that's kind of the difference maker. Like, even here, the eco's brutal. Actually, I think soon after is when he bought his way to Imp, in all honesty. Yeah, soon after he does. But I just think Imperial Age from Ganji was so smart. And that, you know, in a castle war has to be the key. I've seen games where you are down by 30 a player is down by 30 vills. And in a game like this, which is so messy and castles are next to each other, they win. Because once you win the Treb War, you then have castles to protect your eco, and your eco is going to be better anyways. And you can just pick your opponent apart. Once all these castles are down, your eco is not protected anymore. But man, I really enjoyed that game. Sorry, this is horrible. This is really bad. I think this is still correct. Maybe I should check. What's the game say? I think the end statistics is still correct. It should be, right? Yeah, okay. So the end statistics are still correct. The KD might be slightly different, but we'll just quickly look at that. Wrong scene, sorry. Ozone collected 86,000 resources. The resources collected was actually so close. Don't ask me how that happened. KD, though, for Ganji, his units were taking much better trades. Organ guns are just such a tough unit to deal with. And then with castles as well. Very, very tricky stuff. I think Ozone should be very, very pleased with his performance, though. It's tough because when you're this close, when you're this good, and you're now out, he's probably going to think back to game number 1 and think he could have won that. And the level was close today. But I hope to see more from the guy. Really believe in the guy. And again, there's a reason I watch this series.